our friends, our loved ones, our mountains, our communities are suffering. And we wanted to get on and talk about community today and the power of it. We're in this together. Mm-hmm. We are in this together. And feel free to contact us if you have a GoFundMe or something that you feel like needs to be highlighted or supported. You can even email atlcraftshop@gmail.com if there's something that you would like to highlight, something we're unaware of. I always want to know. So yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Alchemize, you're mine.
One thing that we want to talk about a little bit was Pluto and Aquarius, this astrological shift that we are in. There's a couple of dates. I want to make sure I got them right because there's a little shift that's coming. September 1st in 2024, Pluto briefly retrogrades back into Capricorn. And then it re-enters Aquarius on November 19th. So we may have like a little
What does that mean?
So Aquarius is so tech oriented, like at least in my mind. Okay, so imagine Uranus, which naturally rules Aquarius, but before that it was Saturn. So Saturn naturally ruled Aquarius and Capricorn, which they're like holding hands, they're friends.
Cute.
So you can see it's like it won't be that much different, except for Capricorn is much more structured, very stable, will pull you back, will hold you accountable, will build a wall. While Aquarius is like, I made a couple holes in this wall and now it's chaotic a little bit. So we find that Pluto, we know Pluto, we were talking about plutonium plant allies in one of our episodes, is death, right? Death, rebirth, sexuality, but like the ether space, the dark place, the shadow,
the plasma,
like, you know, the sexual fluids is like, that's Pluto, right? And so when we have chaos, revolution, new thoughts, new ideas, which is all like a very Aquarian, humanitarian in a sense of the collective, however, very individualistic and very detached in its own right.
Okay.
So we see this reverberating in tech, right? It's reverberating in what Coven is online. It's like, hey, you can be a total solitary witch at home, an individual person in the Aquarian Pluto age. And not be touching, communicating physically with anybody. And personally, I don't love it. I love a little knee touch.
I need to.
Okay.
Am I here?
Yeah. But we will find more of that individualism.
Great.
We will find more of a push for tech.
No.
And being separate.
I love
technology.
And even I'm like, no.
But somehow also finding the collective, connective thing that is Aquarius. It is considered the humanitarian.
So it actually could, if I'm hearing you correctly, it actually could be a beneficial.
All things saying,
because
that's a dangerous statement, but true.
Yeah.
Truly. I mean, all things will be as they will be, you know, like
it just is what it
is. Yeah. It's like,
at the end of the day, the day gonna end.
Yeah. But watching it happen as an astrologer, or like knowing what is happening as it's happening or before it happens, is really a beautiful gift. I personally love it. But yeah, watching the tech, watching the individualism, watching how tech shapes our children is something that is a really big one. I feel like
real.
It's very real.
Very, very,
and
very
it's
real.
something that is
you can
not
see it in the
supported.
development too.
Oh yeah.
Like the conversation skills, or lack thereof sometimes. I mean, I see it even in like young, like college kids.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, imagine getting an iPad from a young age and even like learning the world around you, right? The tactile pieces. At the end of the day, you're not utilizing that. You're just doing this and everything is flat. There's no 3D world.
In relation to that, they did a scientific study that we're getting, as a whole, the population's ability to see far away is getting collectively like worse because everything is up here. And we're not having to condition our eyes to look out.
Interesting.
Up, it's all here or like here.
Yeah.
And I'm blind as hell, and I've been on a computer since I was like...
Yeah.
So I could say from experience, I'm not trying to be like one of those like kids today. I'm saying like I grew up with like computer, internet. I was playing Sims all the time till 4 a.m. Like I get it. And I know how that has affected me and my ability to not be such a hermit and like or just want to talk at all. Like usually I try to avoid people outside because I don't want to talk. Or I just, and it can compound.
You're introverted too.
Yeah.
So it's like a conglomeration.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, it's also like if you get the dopamine and the serotonin pieces by socializing online, but you don't have to have that physical contact, I can see, or like neurodivergent or neurospicy folks, like, yes, it makes sense. I have even heard that, like, you know, it is accessibility to offer Zoom classes and things of that nature because there are some people who like physically cannot get to where I am, where we are, that type of thing. However, as a witch, I want to touch
Tactile.
I want to touch the plants and I want to touch, you know, the air and the fire and the water. You know, I want to, and the students right now have a psychic medium series and it's all hands-on and it's so juicy and good. Oh, the squeals. It was so lovely on Saturday. But yeah, I mean, that sense of community, of working with one another, touching one another, hugging, holding one another. So one thing that I get a lot, because people follow forever and they never come to community anything, but they feel like they're a part of the ATL craft community, which is amazing. Thank you, internet, I guess.
Yeah.
Would love to see people's faces in real life. Double-edged sword, right? Okay, so solitary witchcraft, solitary community, whatever that looks like. I would assume that could look like maybe you practice online, which we'll talk about in our Tech Witch situation. But you're essentially practicing by yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty hermit.
Okay, so have you ever practiced in a group?
No, well, at least not consistently. I think I'm only, I've done ritual, but that counts.
Yeah. So you've practiced, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's fun. 5 years? Oh my God. Anyway, solitary witch. Though solitary witchcraft is the most popular witchcraft, right?
Yeah.
I feel like not that covens have been for forever, right? Yeah. But like recently we've seen an uptick. For sure.
Yeah. Yes, heavy on the uptick. And it makes vetting even more difficult. So,
tell me about that.
Well, I mean, also I think, I don't know, like I definitely love, I am mostly solitary, but I really crave connection and community. And so I'm not opposed to it or against it. And again, double-edged sword with online. But here's the other side of that, is that people can curate things to look a certain way. So it can be deceiving. And maybe you can't really feel the energies in the room enough to tell till you get there. And then you're like, oof.
Ooh, this is great.
Damn it. And I'm already out. And it feels bad that and I know like with some new agey, I'm not trying to poo-poo on new age because I'm just not, but.
What does new age mean?
This would be my own description, but I think things that are a little more modern in approach or repackaged of old, more ancient esoteric practices. But also some like that are building upon or like innovative ones. So like even with like sound, like with, I've noticed a lot of fusion of science, I would say, in New Age, or like sometimes it's more conflating than it's integration. But so I think with witchcraft though, it's a little more rooted in a primordial ancient kind of connection, tradition, and holistic. Yeah, I would look at that as like the functional medicine, and then maybe New Age will be the more modern medicine. If I were to, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm here to listen.
I'm like working this out as I go.
Yeah,
I don't even know if this sentence is making sense. It feels right.
When I hear what you're saying, like it sounds like you're saying like New Age is like something that's like maybe built upon something ancient, but it's like used for modern or like modern terms or something of that nature. Or it could just be bullshit.
Yeah, and
Also,
that's the thing.
could
Sometimes
be-
it's just repackaged and
Sometimes.
appropriating, and then sometimes it's new or it builds upon it in a complementary and yeah.
So like okay, this could be a controversial statement, but like human design,
I haven't even looked into
it's
it yet.
fairly and it would be considered in by this definition new age.
Yeah.
Some people were like, I don't want to be called new age, but it's like that is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's also, it doesn't mean it's bad.
No.
But vet it, be mindful, discerning,
Always
depending,
vet.
and different things work for different people.
Like aliens, I would.
But astrology is more like, okay, we've been doing astrology. Like astrology is like old and
Yeah.
doing that for like thousands, the beginning of when we could look at stars,
Yeah.
like so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying.
We love stars.
Yeah. We do.
We support.
We
support the stars.
Yay. Oh my god.
I'm leaving that in. y'all gonna hang in here with me.
I love it.
But
But
yeah.
coming back to solitary witchcraft, it's like you can do your own thing, definitely. There's no accountability whatsoever. Because you're just out here raw dogging, willy-nilly.
Yeah.
So could be fun.
Could end up getting hurt.
It could end up getting hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm going to speak on the community side. Like, I'm going to be pro coming together in times of crisis.
Yes.
Especially because we're in that space as a country, as a people, that having community who are like-minded, as much as having different people around us is very important. Even when we have community that's like-minded, we will have people that we don't love, that we don't like, right? But we still build a community with them.
Yeah.
They still have value and love.
Yeah. Human.
Yes. It's like navigating those things. Are you willing and are you ready when it comes to community? That's the first thing I think of.
Yeah.
100%. Are you willing to do the dishes? Are you willing to take out the compost? Are you willing to mulch? Are you willing to put ash on the poo?
Harvest the eggs and get bit by a chicken.
Will you? Like, I mean, will you wake up early? Will you show up on time? Will you hold yourself accountable? Because community will also hold you accountable. And are you ready?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are like, I want the commune. I want to be with my friends and sing Kumbaya together. But it's like, if you had to live with your friend,
Yeah. That's a
how
whole
would that go?
a whole other ball game. Well,
It is.
I think too. They did and I'll fact check it, leak it below. But I was listening to a podcast that goes over different cults and communes and all of that. But they were trying to shed also a good light on communes. Like it can be done, or like community can be done.
It can.
Really well. And they were saying that the ones that lasted unfortunately longer were the ones that were a little more like controlling or rigorous, or there was like kind of a hierarchy, and the ones that were more like, I'd say, rooted in love and understanding, but still holding each other accountable, but community focused and not so what's the word I'm looking for?
Saturn-y.
Yeah, but those didn't last as long because like it is
Humans
hard.
need structure.
Yeah, and it's a
it's a
balance.
thing.
It's
It's
like a
ugh.
yeah. Don't pass go, but like yeah.
It is so hard because like in anarchism or like any type of community movement, even communal spaces, it's like you have to take into consideration every single person's voice, even the most annoying person's voice.
You still gotta do it.
You still got to do it, and you
Because
have
there
to
might
move.
be something there.
Yeah, and you have to. There is a piece of structure of accountability and spoken expectations of everyone's role,
Yeah.
right? Everyone's role. Everyone has a role. Everyone has jobs to do, and it's like, if one cannot do that thing, what needs to be done? Because that's its own thing, right? Its own thing. So that is just in commune spaces or in some community spaces, and I'm sure many people who are watching this have experienced this, right? But when it comes to our witchcraft community, it's like, if you need herbs, if you need childcare, if you need some mutual aid, if you need someone to help you move something, it's like, we will find somebody. Something will happen. Those types of communities need to
flourish
flourish.
and be more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because I think that's one thing I really love about the community here is that it doesn't feel at its core rooted in ego or like in power. And I think, I mean, even with like the Guru Jagat, Katie Griggs is her name. But anyway, watching her trajectory and then having, it was Kundalini yoga or whatever. Anyway, you can watch a whole documentary. She like ended up being someone that also consulted or a spiritual consultant or whatever for Alicia Keys and like other people. So she worked her way up, but it wasn't without stepping on the backs of other people and just blatantly lying about things. But like those are the types of communities that I feel like they're more prevalent than the ones here at ATL Craftware. And I'm not just like saying that because I mean, I am biased, but that's because I've lived it and I've got to experience it. And it just feels more like family. I almost hesitate to say that because that gets weaponized with family. Yeah. Jobs will do that and it really does feel like family. Things are rooted in love and understanding and like healthy communication and healthy you know what I mean? Yeah,
I mean, I've always said that like humans are going to human, right?
One thing about
and no one is perfect, and we're all going to have to show up, and we either choose to communicate and do some sort of conflict resolution if we have it, or a lot of times people leave, and I feel like there are a lot of reasons. Why someone would leave, but sometimes it's like it's too hard. Yeah, and it's like, to integrate those lessons, sometimes you have to step away, you know, and divine timing is real too. Divine timing is real.
Yeah, timing is
huge. But I have to say for ATL Craft, the thing that I see that sets us apart from most like communities is that most communities have like a pantheon. It's like, okay, like Aphrodite or the House of the Crow or something of that nature, and there's like a specific pantheon, but ATL Craft is a community of diverse witches who practice different paths.
Yes.
And if they choose to do magic with me in a ritual space or something of that nature, it's going to be done through me.
Yeah.
However, like everyone's path is honored.
Yeah, which I love. Yeah, because then that doesn't leave room for is like the same kind of power dynamics that you would see, or like the more like a
definitely different.
Yeah, it's I think having it, and also we're all different. Like we were talking about earlier with having to be with neighbors that are maybe different than you. I think in the same way that helps you grow and evolve as a person, it's the same could be said for within a community, and I think it, like I said, leaves less room for an ability to use that against someone.
It really is true. You know? Like one thing that I've thought about is like when it comes to community and finding a disproportion of power is like you have to do it my way or you have to do it this thing.
Yeah.
And like that's how most traditional things work. So like I'm not saying that's bad.
It's just how you use it.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's bad. I'm saying the way that I do it is this is how I do it, but I want to know how you do it and let me encourage you, help guide you, and like you do you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm here to guide. I'm a Sagittarius stellium, so I definitely see myself as like, have you read The Song of Achilles?
No.
They go to Chiron and he's like a centaur person and essentially just lives in the woods and he just like teaches them about the woods. I'm like, oh, that's me. That's
so you.
It's like, so like, it's a Sagittarius like character, right? It's a very Sagittarius character. Like the centaur.
You're like, where get this footage of me?
Yeah. And so like, that's how I identify as like, I'm just here to play. I'm just here to help, like facilitate. I'm a permission giver. I'm also just create a naughty witch. I truly am.
It's true.
But yeah, I'm fringy.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, and I think also though you're rooted in, like we talked about last episode, but connection.
Yeah.
So, yes, you're always, like you're never trying to control how someone chooses to practice their path or what have you. But I do think that you're also not so careless in the advice you give that you're just like, yeah, do what the fuck you want, man. Like,
No.
you're very...
I'm definitely comma. I definitely also do not take any BS. There is always accountability and very, imagine Sagittarius stellium conversations between me and everyone here. And
Except Lakshmi.
oh, truth. Lakshmi only gets kisses.
Yeah.
And that's also something somebody might not like about me, right? And they may come to community, but they may not like me that much. And that's totally okay. They can practice and stuff like that. But when it comes to learning under me and doing ritual with me, yes, there are very specific ways that I do things. It must be done that way in that container for sure.
Yeah.
100%. However, everyone is personally responsible for themselves 100% of the time, unless of course they're in Coven, and then that's a whole other conversation. But we can't have that on camera. We're definitely probably gonna have a grief ceremony like after the election. Just we need one.
Yeah, just
No matter how it goes.
Yeah. There's regardless gonna be needed.
It's needed the way right now.
Yeah. We could even just start it early.
Yeah. And that's a lot of space that's gotta be held. You know what I mean? And that's but yeah, the power of community, of coming together and grieving together, supporting one another, being there physically. Like I said, there is nothing like physically being on the grounds. The people who need help. I have even heard people say, we have a lot of stuff. We don't have the people to organize this stuff. There's too much stuff. Consumer society just wants to throw stuff at people. And it's not that people don't need water.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Tampons.
Yeah.
In it.
But it's like, what we need are people to physically be there. And it's like, how can we do that and not be radical and resistant to the grind?
Well, and sometimes like people just want a presence. Just know that there's a presence in the room.
Yeah.
Like I know like with and this is different, but a similar sentiment, like with my great grandpa, I lived with him up until I moved to Atlanta, and he had everything he needed, you know, and but he had told me like one afternoon that, you know, it just was, I was like, do you need anything? Go get anything. He was like, honestly, I'm just really thankful and like I'm good. Just having someone here in the room and a presence, he was like, even when you're in your room and I'm out here and you're doing your own thing, it's just knowing that there is like a connection even without. And I think, so even if you can't financially aid, or maybe there's physical reasons why you can't like maybe be, you know, there doing stuff or whatever, just having a presence, I think, and solidarity, I guess, is, I think that goes a long way, even for morale. Like, I can't imagine the headspace that one would be in during this, and to just have someone, I know what it's like to be really, really depressed, and like, it is a chore to get up and brush your teeth, or to like, even want to do anything. It's not even about me, it's just like, and sometimes just even having someone there to like lift you up, just spirit-wise. Yeah. So I just can't imagine what everybody's going through. It just like breaks my heart. So yeah, shut up, Brooklyn. So you can just like, I think even that's something that's important. Just even if you can't give financially or physically, like just solidarity, support. Yeah. Share stuff that, you know, vet it as much as you can, but just keep the spirits high, because I just can't imagine what a headspace something like this would put someone in.
There's not a house to go to. There's not a job to go to. Yeah. Like we know so many herbalists and witches, of course, in the Appalachia area. It's just they've lost all their medicine. They've lost their livelihood, their businesses, their farms. I mean, I can't wrap my head around it. I can't. And you're right. Like, there's so much pain and grief, and it's so heavy. It's so heavy. And it's like sometimes all you can do is take care of you. Yeah. And that's the best you can do. And that's okay. Yeah. That's 100% okay.
Yeah.
I do also believe in my heart that acts of service is the greatest way to pull yourself out.
Yeah.
I really do. And because you realize that you're not alone. You're not alone. None of us are. And people care if we let them love us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's, oh God, it's so hard.
Oh, yeah. It was very hard. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. But I know I love you.
You know my see, there's my wall. I'm like, no. I love you too, bitch. As you just said, people will let you love them. Like, I love you too. We're getting there.
Yeah, we're in there.
I'm working on it.
I mean, I've known you since 2013.
That's wild.
It's been 11 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy.
And I know you.
Yeah.
I know you.
Yeah.
And I love you just as you are.
I love you just as you.
You know?
Yeah.
So, you know. I mean, you're easy to love.
Well, thanks. I don't feel like it sometimes, but
honestly, I feel like I have this really wonderful friend who I had this conversation with. I grew up with two mentally unstable parents. Not a great childhood. We've been here before. And it's like I have loved so many people in my life. I love addicts. Oh, I love addicts. I love, you know, I love the maddest of the mad. And like some of y'all are laughing right now watching,
but yeah.
But it's like, to me, being around people who are hard to love, inconvenient, weird, neurodivergent, like itchy, like anxiety filled. Like at the end of the day, like I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. We have special pockets at the farm for especially itchy folks.
Oh yeah.
You know, like
I remember I had to have like a whole decompressing. I was overstimulated, and you were so chill. I was just like parked it on the couch and was just looking at the trees, and that was how I was getting. And
you're
you're
like
like
8 hours.
I was like,
hours.
My bubble, grounding. But you like, it wasn't like an overbearing, but you'd check in, you know, like you went, tea, yeah, that'd be great. But like, I didn't feel like an inconvenience, and I didn't feel shame or like, okay, I gotta wrap it up, pull it together for optics.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like how society makes you
Yeah.
feel like you gotta do. It just, yeah. So yeah, I can definitely speak. There's definitely space for all of that.
I think
it was 8 hours. That's wild.
it was.
Yeah.
It was.
And then your dogs snuggled with me the rest of the night.
I remember the animals.
They were like, "Oh,
a
she
huge
needs
sense of
she
comfort
needs
too.
She needs support."
Yeah. we have really kind and loving things.
I loved animals.
Yeah. That was community space. That was you know, and I think not pressuring people to be different. It's that psychic masking piece that we talked about at the beginning. Like everybody has their own pace.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own needs, and what's important is they speak them. Yeah, and that's what we give permission for people to do, is like, because we don't have time.
Yeah.
Say what you need.
Yeah.
It will be given to you.
Yeah.
But don't brood.
And
Suffer.
Yeah.
You know, like don't sit and suffer.
And I think it's good that you give permission, because I think there's a lot of spaces, whether it's churches or communities, where it's like you learn, whether it's through pattern recognition or just by way of what they tell you can and can't do, that like, oh, I can't speak up for myself, or I can't do that, or I will be treated differently, or it'll be manipulated somehow. And I think that's really common.
Yeah.
Whereas with ATL craft, it doesn't. It's like you give a heads up, hey, you can if you need things, just let us know so we can accommodate or do that, and then you don't have to worry about shame's really big for me. So not feeling shame is huge.
I think that's a big part of it here. You know, and we do serve a queer community with a good, just a good mad group. You know what I mean? And we do have people who come to everything, and then we have people who come who are Easter and Christian, or Easter and Christmas people. Our Samhain, which Samhain is coming up. I hope to see a lot of community then, for sure. Yeah, October 26th. you know, if it's out there, you know, but it's really beautiful. We come together. We cook our ancestors' food. Mm-hmm. We build altars to those who have passed. We have a fire ceremony. We have potluck. It's just very
Juicy.
It's very juicy. And the first thing we always start with is jack-o'-lantern carving and storytelling, because the children are usually here. Yeah. So it's just very wholesome for sure, you know, but it's also like much more traditional than a trick-or-treating or what have you. I'm sure we will see a lot of the community here.
Yeah, that's the witches' Christmas.
We call it the witches. Well, yes, it's the Christmas. I guess would be equivalent to Christmas, but it's like how I see our New Year's. Yeah, but like yes, to like the religious aspect. Yeah, it's like the time. I mean, people want to come here for just the two, which is fine. I love seeing some people. Like at least I know they're still around. They're happy. They're doing good. Yeah. She's like, I want to be a part of it.
She's like, I also had something to say. Lakshmi, you're perfect.
She is so perfect.
I'll probably just zoom in on Lakshmi here. Lakshmi cam.
Oh, sweet baby girl.
And never stop playing. Don't let society ever make you think that you're too old to play. You're never too old to play.
So true.
And it's good for your brain and cognition and your connection, all the things. Do it. Yeah.
The spirit is present when you're playing. I just want to say thank you to everyone who has just been tuning in and watching.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we just hope that you're safe and that you're well. And after this, I hope that you're just covered with white light and ease. Brooklyn and I are on so many drugs. We did
I wish.
pounds of cocaine.
I don't even know if that could help me.
I'm like so tired. Just kidding. Obvious that enough.
But if y'all don't know it.
Okay.
Nah, it's not the 80s anymore. I don't trust it.
No.
So.
When were you born?
93?
Yeah, that's what I thought.